Round 17 AFL Fantasy Review. So this week was a good week for us. We ranked 317 for the round, and we went up quite a few spots. So we went up from 1,241 overall ranking to 807, so a 434 rank change. So the team in general, it did pretty well. Couple of standout performers. I'll start with the trades. So, um, originally, Jed Anderson was gonna go out because of his underwhelming performance last week. But yeah, and then Coleman was out with HNS protocols, so he went out instead. And then Mitch Owens also went out. I don't see him getting back into the St Kilda midfield, so don't think he'll get uh, many more games this season, if any. So I downgraded him to Josh Carmichael, who debuted. He's got that useful DPP mid forward status, and he was a good scorer in the VFL as well. I think he averaged somewhere around the 90s over the past 3 to 5 weeks. And obviously Tim English, established top six forward premium, can also roll into the ruck if needed. So yeah, off the back of his injury, I had to bring him back in. Um, yeah, so those are my trades. I also considered, so yeah, it was up to a group of forwards who were my potential trade-ins. Yeah, I was looking at Bontempelli because of his last few weeks. Um, had a low score of 93 since the bye, and then some pretty good scores against Hawthorn, and then Brisbane. Brisbane was the especially impressive one because Hawthorn's generally pretty easy to score against. So yeah, and then he didn't do as well against Sydney. Still not bad if you traded him in, but English obviously was better. Yeah, so I'm happy with that decision. But I also considered Taranto because um, he coming off an injury, he didn't perform very well in the first week back, but then he got better the week after due to an improved role, and also Hawthorn, which is a better matchup. And then and then he played Port Adelaide this week. Port Adelaide is a tough matchup for midfielders, so I didn't end up going with him. He did pretty well though. But like with Hopper back soon, I don't see him doing as well, so that's what put me off him. And then Himmelberg, yeah, well, his role is just way too volatile, so I didn't go with him. And then I also considered Duncan with Stewart out, and he seems to would have been the right decision had I gone with him. But with Stewart back soon, I don't know how he will go. So I'm not gonna say it's a bad miss yet, but he'll definitely make a lot of money for people who traded him in. So yeah, so not the it wasn't the best option with going with English, but definitely still happy with it. Um, and then with my captains, I decided to go with Tuke VC and to Laird C. Both had very easy matchups. Miller kind of underwhelming against Richmond. I expected him to go 130. I was very confident in that, but obviously he didn't do that well. I think Anderson just took all the ball. Anderson had a really good game, scored like 140 something. So I put the C on Laird, and he didn't disappoint. Obviously against Hawthorn, that's a very easy matchup, and he didn't. Yeah, and he delivered. Almost at 1 million has been uh, probably my best trade in this season. Traded him in after his bye, and he's gone 120 plus every game. Um, yeah, I also considered Neil as my captain, but he Didn't do very well because I didn't captain him because of the tag risk. Um, I didn't think Caldwell would tag him, but thought maybe McGrath. Yeah. So even though it was an easy matchup against Essendon, there were the other two good options in lead. So um, and Miller. So decided to go safety and paid off. He actually probably doubled Neil's points, almost double Neil's points. So it's a good decision. Um, yeah. Also considered Mills, just because his season so far, but the last 2 weeks have been underwhelming. And Bulldogs I thought were hard to score against, but I think in recent weeks they've become easier. Um, but yeah, put off Mills because of his performance against Essendon and volatile role as well. Um, yeah, so happy with most of my team this week. Doherty did well in defense. Pretty sure he junked it really hard at the end of the game, so that was good to see. Dawson I think got tagged, so I'm not too fussed about him. He did get like 11 tackles, I believe, 10 tackles. So yeah, not not disappointed with Dawson. Rest of my defense was all right, all above 90. Short's been pretty disappointing with his midfield role, so he might be a luxury trade to be made in the next coming weeks. Um, McRae, underwhelming. He's been like really bad the past few weeks. Not sure why. I think perhaps a change in role to take Bailey Smith's wing role while he was suspended. But I don't know. Like I don't know. He might also be a luxury trade soon. Obviously Mills did well. Um, Pretty sure he had most of his mid role back, but I think he still played a bit more wing as well. Merritt, very good. I didn't watch his game, but it seemed like he was just getting around, getting um, all the ball from midfield, getting all the outside ball, being the ball user, coming out of the middle. So that was good. Petrarca, uh, I don't know what to feel about this score. Like it's against Geelong, so I guess not bad. Cripps has been very bad since his bye, which is disappointing. But I thought he would get back to his 110 plus average after uh, who was it? Mackay came back from his injury, but seems like he's just gone worse or just as bad. So not sure about that one. I think I might trade him this week. Darcy Cameron, yeah, I'm happy with that. 87 against Goldstein, not bad. He played really badly in an AFL sense, but AFL fantasy was fine. Darcy, uh, he was also pretty good. Obviously had Ryder and Marshall, so I'm pretty happy with 86. English was alright. Dunkley was a very big disappointment. Um, I don't know what happened with him. I think he just got stuck forward, maybe. I'm not sure. I didn't watch the game, but I'm assuming he was just played at half forward and didn't do anything because um, he's obviously a ball magnet in the midfield. Canelio continued his mid-season revival with his new role, which is impressive. Parker, I'm pretty sure he had like a 45 point first quarter. He does that literally every week, ever since I traded him in like round 11 maybe. Um, yeah, he just does that every week. Starts off so well in the first quarter, and then disappears in the second quarter, comes back in the third quarter, and then disappears in the fourth. So he only plays 2 quarters of football, but as long as he tons, I think it's not a complete failure. Birdie was good. Anderson, obviously, very, very, very impressive with his full-time mid role against Collingwood. Easy matchup and had a really good role, so um, tackled a lot and got around the field for some plus sixes as well, which is good to see because usually he doesn't do that. Um, so yeah. Um, yeah, so that was my team for last week. Oh, these rookies were all very disappointing. Carmichael, I'm happy with. Um, I got him over Burgoyne, so I'm pretty happy with that, even though his job security isn't very good. But yeah, uh, I was gonna, I was considering trading one of these three, Saligo, Wang, Hoff, last week. But yeah, I went Owens ultimately because I thought all of them would have cash to make, but they all died this week, so I'll have to find a way to get rid of at least one of them this week. So moving on to next round, round 18. Um, yeah, so I scored 23.55. So this is my team. I've made my trades already, so I'm getting rid of Saligo, even though he has Collingwood this week. I just, yeah, I just prefer Ware over him purely because of Ware's consistency. Port Adelaide is tough to score against, so I think 34 is just an off game. Um, as you can see before that, he went 67 or over past 4 weeks, 64, 58 before the bye. So yeah, his Lions next. I don't know if that's a hard matchup or not, but I'll just let him go with that. Hoff got DPP status, so I'll keep him for that. Um, and he has Hawthorn this week, so hopefully he can score a nice 60 or something. And yeah, because he's like Parker. He starts the game well, scored 27, I think, in the first quarter, and then he ended on 43 for the whole game. So his first quarter outscored his last three quarters, which is kind of disappointing. But what can we do? Um, I'm hoping Butler and Cully will play this week to continue cash generation. Maybe Teakle. I think Lysett has been ruled out, so I'm hoping Teakle comes in. I'm bringing Cumberland in for Saligo because I think he's got pretty decent job security now with his performance. 2 goals, 3 behinds. Like I don't think he can get dropped for that. Even though Tigers lost, and he has North Melbourne, so hopefully he can score a few goals. Um, I don't need him to make that much money. I just want someone playing. I might get a 190 KR since I have it's a mid spot. Um, if someone debuts like a maybe a Holland. I don't think Holland will debut, but anyone like that, I'll get him over Cumberland if they debut. But at the moment, it'll be Cumberland in. Um, Brayshaw scored 144 last week. He has a pretty decent run incoming. Sydney, not hard to score against. Richmond, very easy. Melbourne, not hard. Bulldogs, as I said before, seemingly easier, more in the recent times. So yeah, and then West Coast, like he'll probably go 150 against them. Giants, is more tough, but like it's Brayshaw. I don't think it matters. And yeah, he just has a really nice run home, so I think I want to get him in. Um, I'm also considering Steele um, as an underpriced Uber Premium. I started the season with him. He was very good for me. And his recent form since injury has been very good, especially against these tough teams: Dockers, Carlton, Sydney. Um, but yeah, the Carlton Freo games are very impressive. Because he just tackles a lot, so he's basically got consistent scoring no matter the opponent. He has really easy matchups. Next 3 weeks, Eagles and Hawthorn in particular. Last 3 weeks are pretty tough, but um, I think, yeah, as I said, his tackling makes up for the tough matchups, and he'll always be scoring tons. Um, yeah, so Brayshaw, and then I'm getting rid of Cripps, because I don't like. Uh, that's like a maybe 30, 40 point gain. Um, for probably the next few weeks, maybe the rest of the season even. because Cripps, let's look at his fixture. Yeah, it's pretty tough. Geelong's pretty tough. Giants, quite tough. Adelaide should be easy. Brisbane, probably slightly tough, and then Melbourne, Collingwood should be not very easy, but um, he should he shouldn't be bad. Yeah, because I don't want to say he's going to be good because he hasn't been good. That's just the fact over the past few weeks, even against West Coast, Richmond, Essendon, barely even ton. So yeah, I just don't see any upside in him anymore. So I'm just going to go straight to the Uber Premium Brayshaw. Um, Also, I'm pretty lucky this week with no Oliver, so I don't have to worry about him while others are worrying. So they'll sideways him and probably be forced to hold Cripps. Um, so hopefully I can gain some rank without owning Oliver. Um, yeah. Yeah. Hopefully also my rookies. I can I can probably see all of them playing except Skinner and Cully, probably Teakle. It's up to Teakle's fitness, but all the others should play. I don't know the severity of Sam Butler's injury, but if it's just a 1 week, then I think he should be back because I'm pretty sure Hawks like his forward pressure and want to get games into their use. So I think he's got pretty good job security. Um, yeah. So in terms of the whole entire competition, I think there are the main premium targets would be Brayshaw, Steele. Probably if you're looking for a defender, probably go for Sinclair. He's definitely top six at this point, and he's got look at these matchups. Um, yeah, he might get tagged, which is a worry, but like he's definitely an upgrade from the likes of Short, Hewitt, Sisley. Brayshaw back this week could also be beneficial. I mean, what would I Stewart back soon. He could also be top six, but um, yeah, I think Sinclair definitely locked for top six. So if you're looking for a defender, definitely he's the man to get to. Steele obviously, um, proven uber premium, probably top four midfielder for the rest of the season. Um, English, I think he's still a target. Um, yeah, he didn't perform very well against Sydney, considering they had Hickey out. But I think Ladhams matches him around the ground, so which is why he couldn't get any um, easy ball around the ground like he'd used to. Um, so yeah, that's probably why he didn't score as well. But he does have a tough matchup this week, so maybe wait a week on him. And then Gorn back with Melbourne. Um, so yeah, it was perfectly fine to wait on him if you can get people like Steele, Brayshaw instead. Um, I think Duncan is also an option. Like, because with Stewart out, he's definitely going to get a lot of the ball in the back half for Geelong. But obviously Stewart back soon will be bad for him, and he has pretty tough fixtures. So um, I wouldn't get him personally. But yeah, I think Bontempelli is probably the best option. Baz is also back this week, so maybe wait a week on him. But yeah, there aren't many appealing forwards. With going for value, um, Taranto is an obvious pick. Um, but yeah, Hopper being back soon is a worry, and then these tough fixtures as well, also a worry. Um, we'll have a look at the 3 round averages. I'm pretty sure Keys is also a good option if you're looking for a cheap midfielder. He's like 816k. He's in some pretty decent form, so if you're looking for a cheap POD midfielder, then he's probably your man. Decent fixture against Collingwood, Sydney. That's Carlton's tough, but then he has West Coast, North Melbourne. So I think he's definitely a pretty good pick. Um, I think Luke Davies-Uniacke is also a very good pick. His fixtures on the run home are very, very, very good. I can honestly see him averaging 105 to 110. Because since Thomas has been out, um, he's really stepped up, and I think, yeah, he seems like he could have a very, very good end to the season. Could also be an option for next year. Yeah, but these fixtures, they're just so good. If you're looking for a cheap POD midfielder, LDU also a very good option. I'll honestly probably take him over Keys, to be honest, but Keys is the proven mid. LDU is the risky point of difference. If you're looking for a forward, um, I'd probably recommend Langford, like a cheap forward option. Where is he? Let me just find him. Go Essendon. Yeah, so I think he just came back, so his 3-round average is probably really low. Let's go last round. Wait, does he not have forward status anymore? Oh, he doesn't have forward status. Okay, well, as a pure midfielder, I think he's still a good option, but like I don't think at this point anyone would be getting in um any mid prices. Like this is a risky play as well, so I wouldn't go with him. But he had a very good role on the weekend, so um I think, yeah, 4 goals. I don't think that's sustainable, so probably don't get him since he doesn't have forward status. And it's too late in the season for these types of risks. Um, Instead, you could go with uh, Coleman, who it depends on Zorko and Rich's injuries. If they're out for an extended period of time or a medium to long-term period of time, then I think Coleman's definitely a good option as a stepping stone. You can ride him for a few weeks and then get him up to an Uber if you can't afford one at the moment. He'll make you money, and his last three, when I had him, I think he was averaging like 90 plus without Zorko. Let me just check that. Um, 3-round average, Coleman, yeah, 96.3. So yeah, 105, 90, 94. That was when Zorko and Rich had like injury troubles mid-game, and obviously, since he's such a good ball user, Brisbane just kicked the ball to him, highlighted by these marks: 9, 10, 10. So if they're still out, um, expect these marks to probably go even higher, since it'll be a full game, instead of just like partial game when they get subbed out. Um, yeah, and Gorn, if you're looking for Ruckman, Gorn is probably your best option. He's quite cheap right now. Um, yeah, uh, low 800Ks. He's versing probably like Finlayson this week, so if you need a Ruckman or just any underpriced premium at in any position, I think Gorn is the best option. Even though he scored a 70 last week, you just know that at some point he's gonna go on a stretch like this where he's gone uh, very big tons, following a couple underwhelming weeks. He did again here, so a few underwhelming, and then went huge here. Then he got injured here. Um, so yeah, so expect him to bounce back and be really good. But yeah, that's my round 17 review. I hope you guys learned something. Hopefully, you guys can yeah, take some of my advice and do well in your trades this week. See you guys next week.